the batter, you're up to bat. Behind the scenes, let's dive in. The bells, you can't miss a thing. Frying fun from night to noon. Tune in and you'll be hooked soon.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to episode 3 of our What's the Batter podcast. I'm with Enrico.
Hiya.
And Callum today.
Hi guys.
So guys, tell us, what's the batter?
Way smooth.
Don't know what's the matter with you.
Good chat,
yeah.
Good chat.
You're always a man of few words.
So
Either
like
way.
Michael Parkinson over there.
I wasn't expecting you to be thrown back at me like that.
Michael Parky, more like. So nothing much. Obviously, since the last time we've been down to Newcastle on our road trip for the Colbeck fish and chip exhibition, which I thought was pretty good.
It's good fun now. It feels like an absolute decade ago, mind you.
Yeah, it does.
Time's going by very fast at the moment.
Frightening.
But no, that was good fun actually. I had a real good time. I think we made a day and night of it, so I think that makes a difference. Usually if it's up here, we'll go and then we'll head straight back to work and it's a chaotic day. But it was nice to kind of, well, Fraser obviously, Billy Big Balls with the car. I got a full charge all the way down there, and then we got to Gretna and had to charge the car. But it was good just to kind of take our time.
It was, do you know, it was obviously circumstances changed our Christmas night out, but we had it in Newcastle, which is a real change. You would never normally do that. Yeah, it was good, but it was actually I've been thinking about the full time that place, the Stack. That was unreal.
Aye.
Oh, what was it? The Stack?
The Stack.
I thought it was the Shack.
No, you're thinking the nightclub in town that burnt down 20 years ago.
Yeah,
but no, it was the Stack, and it was just so good. Like,
it was brilliant.
The concept of it was just amazing.
I think it was you that said it as we were leaving. Like, obviously up here, you've got a big rivalry between Celtic and Rangers. Fraser was like, what a difference when one city just supports the one football team and everybody comes together. Aye. No, it was pretty good. I think it was something a bit different. On the topic of the Stack though, obviously Newcastle won the cup.
I was going to talk about that.
Did you see the queues outside the place from 8 o'clock in the morning?
Chaos.
I was talking to Kelly yesterday about it, and she was saying that Kelly's from Colbeck obviously, and she was saying that they had a great day, it was amazing, blah blah blah, but they were queuing from 7:30. It didn't open till 10. They were all drinking outside. She said it was just relaxed, but I'd already, when they won, I'd sent her an email just saying, I bet you've got a day off. I hope you've got a day off tomorrow. I hope you're hangover, blah, 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 is okay. And she was saying her brother, so their whole family are black and white. She's, her twin brothers are Liverpool fans. Like, I was like, really? She, obviously, when they started getting to football, they were real, they were right into it, stuff, winning everything. So she said it was like, but they did admit it was it was the best team won. But I was out on Sunday after the football, and we're watching the Newcastle and Liverpool game in the pub in the Monty in East Kilbride today. Obviously, old man pub. And Newcastle scored, and I was like, yes! And everyone just looking at me, what the hell? And I was like,
so
then they scored again.
Newcastle does that to you. It sucks you in.
Change day. It was like
one night in Newcastle,
John Smith,
a Geordie.
It was good. But that Stack, and she was saying, it was so busy. But even when we were down, it was rammed. But
it was mobbed, aye.
She was in a place that I think she said 2,500 or 3,000 people in the place she was in alone.
Really?
Is that right? Aye.
No trouble. I mean, you couldn't do that here.
You couldn't do that up here. No.
The difference, you can go out anywhere down there after a game and not have to worry about it because everyone's all Newcastle fans. So it's a big difference.
To be fair, that's it's only the second night out I've had in Newcastle, but it was a really good night actually.
Yeah, it was better than the first one.
Better than the first time, yeah, that's for sure. But no, it was good fun. As I say, it was different to have that change of pace, to just go and see the different people and speak to them without having to constantly check your watch and be mindful of your time. We obviously spent a good bit of time with Mark and the guys for Keypack, which was good because they've always got new stuff coming out, so ate our body weight in there, which was good.
That video that Parky done, like the one he's put together to the road trip, and every bit you're eating it.
I know, I've been done dirty with that. I think
every single bit.
Well, that was after that was
in your house. In your hand.
And then thinking about where to go. And he was like, right, so we've done this, we'll go to pizza next. I'm like, jeez, then he was like, there was one with the cone. Getting right out and about the cone.
Ice cream cone was good to be fair. Raspberry sauce, it was good.
My favourite bit of the video was definitely though, seeing you screaming at the fisherman's mission bit. right? And you're jumping up and down like a kid. You look like Jude.
Because
Right? You look like Jude, and he was like jumping up and down. He's like,
I don't much exciting going on in my life, to be honest. So
Jeez,
winning a bottle of Bucks Fizz was quite exciting.
it was,
Still in the back of my car.
Yeah, not touched it yet.
No, was it 3 in the end?
You won 3 of them, and Fraser
one
won
bottle
nothing.
of Bucks Fizz and then 2 bottles of rosé.
Yeah.
I spent half the amount you did.
Yeah, I spent 20 quid and didn't win a thing.
That's typical. But that was it was good. There was like that Sephora stuff that looks cracking.
It does.
Looking for like that wee Nutella machine, all the stuff we've got planned and coming in for the dessert shop's going to be interesting. But these exhibitions are great for stuff like that. You know,
100%. You meet people that you've like. Obviously, I can't remember his name now. You'll know you've been speaking to him. The guy for Rich Sauces, Stuart. So obviously we're going to be meeting with him next week to kind of learn different things that they do as well. So obviously when you're at these things, you're kind of standing and people are behind you and you feel a wee bit kind of rushed, but it's nice that you can, like, these people will reach out to you afterwards and they'll come and spend a bit of time with you.
Yeah, I mean, that would be good.
Like, it's good to meet more people who will then help you with different stuff.
Well, that's the thing, and Rich Sauce is pure quality. You know, there's like
nothing to do with this.
There's nothing to do, and it's not cheap. See, anyone that uses these sauces, they want quality. You know, and it's expensive. You know, I get that, I understand it, but you know, takeaway industry in itself isn't cheap anymore. I mean, you go and get a fish supper for what, £3-4 when I first started in the chip. You £1 for a portion of chips. Now you're talking. I mean, I read in someone's menu the other day they were £5 for chips.
For just chips.
I was like, that is mental, you know. And I do get everything's going through the roof, but so you have to make sure the stuff's good quality. There's people that go out there and do price, and they'll go for the crap of the day and the shite of the day basically, and sell it, and they'll do it at a cheaper price. And saying that even the shite they're selling isn't cheap.
No, nothing's cheap these days. Nothing.
No takeaway. You can't win. I was talking to somebody about should we went into Primark. What was it? Was it Elisa? Anyway, and she went into Primark for a pair of shoes. I think it was Elisa. But anyway, they were trainers for £6, and I was like, £6 trainers? I was like, you can't even get a sausage supper for £6. You can't, you know, like, you can't. And she said, but I mean, you obviously know the trainers want to last you for the holiday, for the 3 or 4 days.
For the few days.
It was the stag weekend, somebody was going, that's what it was. We're getting white trainers, and I was like,
I bought new joggies last week or a couple of weeks ago for Primark. I thought I'm going to go and get some, because it's been colder in the shop. So I was like, I'm going to get a couple of pairs of joggies. £6 for a pair of joggies, right? I thought, you're dancing, I'll take a couple of pairs of them. I've worn them twice. I put them on yesterday and see the bobble marks from here to my knees, and I was like, that's what you get when you pay.
You buy cheap, baby.
Buy cheap, that's it. Yeah,
it's the rich sauces. Some of the sauces were amazing. Like, we've obviously used a lot of the products for a long time, but some of the other sauces are.
You notice a massive difference between some of the other stuff you get, and then when you move to the rich saucy stuff. It's so much better.
It's a difference in quality as night and day.
Even using it, see, like up the road, see if you take some of the sauce and you put them in like a stir fryer, that's amazing. Like, you don't need a lot of these products.
No, you don't.
And that's where you can tell it's quality, because there's not, like, if you buy a crap sauce, you've got to put hundreds in to get a taste. Whereas with that, you don't. I remember when the first guy came out, it wasn't David, it was the other guy that remember he first came out to years ago. I can't remember his name. He came out to the shop and he was like, listen, see that mayonnaise, you could actually ball it and then put it into batter and fry it, and I was like, no chance, and it was so thick. You can tell that, and it's tasty.
I didn't notice that, to be fair, because we've moved on to the bottles of it, and the thickness it is really thick.
I know it's mental.
It's massive difference in the stuff.
When you're putting on the hot stuff and that as well, you want that, because everything thins down a wee bit and stuff, and if the sauce is
like a mayonnaise, it starts to go that like runny way.
Yeah, which you don't want
if
that.
You use the cheap stuff. Yeah, but it's good. As I say, it's good that he'll come out and he'll sit with you and he'll show you what he thinks works for what you're doing, and show you how to cook stuff off, and
he'll give you recipe ideas. That's what the plan is. It's like, apparently their sweet curry, it comes with, I mean, you would never imagine what it's going to come with, like the recipes it goes with. I'm interested to see with that.
Yeah, definitely.
So Danny was saying, look, you'll shock you with some of the kind of combinations.
Well, even at the show, he done that sour cream with
the fruit. Yeah,
that was unbelievable.
Yeah, and it tasted amazing. And everyone was really like that when he was dishing up the wee plate of it, like
what's
sour cream
here? Yeah,
and fruit. No,
what about
it was brilliant.
The Sephora
raspberry
sauce.
Yeah.
I have been dreaming about it. I actually have been thinking about it since then. Like,
stuff like that. See,
that's a proper fat bastard statement. But I have been thinking about it.
I had about 14 donuts to go with as well, to be fair.
Oh, really? We didn't notice?
Yeah. I know.
If you're going to, you can't just put the sauce in your hand and try it. You've got to have it with a product, for the authentic feel.
Yeah.
Like,
one product, not fucking three,
There was multiple sauces, so
it was the fact that people were getting 3 donuts at a time and you were up there.
Hey, that's not true, because every time he asked for donuts, he kept getting one more than me.
He kept getting 3 and I got 4.
Yeah.
And he was really upset by
the
it.
girl
no
Jen,
wonder.
actually,
Really
I'll
upset
see you
by
back
it.
in half an hour too at
I
one
know.
point.
I think that was a bit ambitious, half an hour, to be fair.
Yeah. To be fair, it's because we went to that stand across the road and tried
Got
those
the
hot
wings.
wings.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
And
funny.
I had to go and cool my mouth down with a donut and raspberry
Yeah,
sauce
true.
on
It was
Nutella.
needed.
It was you were pink.
I don't do heat. I mean, I'm pink at the best of times. But I do one. It's true.
That's true, yeah. That's true.
About one mouthful of that chicken wing, and I was done.
You couldn't even
I was
speak.
done. I know.
It was his he was like,
I know.
Well, do you know, and
Remember-
no, but then I made it in the shop the other day for that TikTok we made,
oh,
Yeah.
and I made it even hotter because obviously
Because
Danny
he thought
told
he was
us.
going to beat me,
I did think you were going.
So
I was
he
going
made
to
it
beat
even
you. To
hotter
be
'cause he
fair,
thought he was
I
gonna beat
forget
me
how
in the
sad
quiz.
you are when it comes to general knowledge.
and you're not
But,
bitter about
what was the knowledge
sad.
one again? What was
It
the
was
thing
about
it was Scottish football.
Scottish football.
No, it was the populace the last time, was it not? That
Oh,
was his
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
generally.
yeah.
the population
Because him and
one,
Melody
yeah.
sit in the house and fucking look up
Yeah,
different
I know.
different towns populace.
Probably do. Sad.
But,
It's really
But-
upset him.
Yeah.
but the
But yeah, so I made it thicker because obviously Danny came and dropped off the stuff, and Danny was like, "This is the best way." Well, not the best way in my opinion, right? But he was like, "If you want it so hot, this is what to do with it."
hideous.
And
I like spice. Oh my god,
that was horrible.
It-
Honestly, horrible. So warm. And then do you know what makes it worse? Take a drink of water after, and it
Ah,
gets
you need
worse.
milk, you
Spreads
need
around your
milk.
mouth.
Oh, it was horrible.
That's why
Yeah,
you
milk.
dip it like things like blue cheese and all that, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
why they
to
try and
cool it
cool
down
you down.
and
But
stuff,
it's
yeah.
the best sauce that I've ever done for spice has to be the mix that I made for
Oh, it was
Owen.
horrible.
And he's like, "Oh, I can't believe it, man. That's actually stinking. Oh my god, Enrico, you'd fucking taking the moat out." I'm like, I didn't even know what you said there. I was like, "Your moat? What's your moat?" But it was
horrible.
fucking brutal,
It
man.
was
He was
horrible.
sitting there with the fucking Paul Blart with the scrutiny jack on. Fucking
Gilet,
Yes,
with the
Gilet,
gilet with the
bright
hands
red
in it,
face.
Yeah,
Fucking-
it wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't enjoyable at all.
But they'll be good. Those wings with those spice in it. That's what you want. You want like a really spicy.
Yeah, I mean, we've
Nobody
obviously got like the
Can eat a
buffalo
portion
joint.
of them.
No,
Nah,
I don't.
nah,
think so.
sorry.
I remember years ago when we went to Chicago to see TJ, like, but not the time we went, but I went like just after we get married, and there was a wing challenge. So basically, it was like a place just called Wings. I can't remember the name of the actual place. It was like out, and it was they've done like a kind of roulette. So you had like they picked their sauces
Oh,
for
aye,
you,
aye.
so you didn't know what you were getting. Oh my god, you were shitting yourself because apparently the hot one would blow your brains off. And I think it was TJ got it, and he was like he could hardly breathe.
No, I'm not a fan of spice, to be honest.
I'd
But
love
a
to see a
Chasney curry's as high as I'll go. So
I'd love to see a few people trying those wings, but just to see, because
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
like I find them really hot. So do you, but we're not big on spice.
yeah, so
I'd
somebody
love
that
to
can
see-
handle a
'cause
bit of spice. would
Some
be-
people can, some people it's no
Aye.
bother.
Like
Spicy
vindaloo
foods,
and all that.
vindaloos and all that sort of stuff. I couldn't touch it.
Nah.
Madras and stuff, but I'd love to see someone trying those wings just to see how hot they really are.
Yeah, I know.
Ah, they're brutal.
Maybe we're
I
being
like
a bit
spicy
dramatic,
stuff, but they are brutal. Like it's the
don't like
aftertaste.
spicy
It's
stuff.
just like
I just like can't enjoy it. You're halfway through and you can't taste anything after it. Like
I don't know. I do like it. It's it's can't be good for you. Too much spice. It's
no, it cannot be.
It's but the other thing I thought from the show that was really interesting, but really good with the hot dogs. I'm looking forward to
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
launching
Yeah,
them.
they
They'll be
are.
out soon enough, but they were shit hot.
Yeah,
They were
because
really
they're
good.
not,
good.
they're
Not
not what you
shite.
think. Yeah, when you hear hot dog, you automatically think those
Cheap,
crappy wee ones you get out of a
shite.
tin,
Yeah,
bogging, but these ones are like proper sausage meat.
They're really
Amazing.
good actually. Because I tried one the other, believe it or not.
had to.
Really?
I had to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you had to.
I had to.
You need to know what
can't
you're
release-
selling.
You can't
Yeah, exactly.
sell a
Yeah.
product that you've not tried.
Yeah.
That'd be
that's good.
ridiculous. Although I will say, the last couple of weeks I've obviously tried to rein it in a bit and count the calories and stuff, but it's so hard. It's just so hard, especially
hard
when
when
you're
you-
when you're in this game. It's so difficult.
Especially just
the-
after we've done something like the show and you are getting a load of new stuff
a
in
new
to
stuff
try.
in. Aye, exactly.
So
And then you've got Danny dropping new stuff in. Try this, try
Yeah.
that, and then you get a day like we're gonna have next week with the guy for Rich Sauces, and then Danny's like, oh, you need to go and see these guys for Sephora as well. And
I know that's
I'm
like,
like,
a full week of that, by the way. It's gonna be wild.
I know.
Sephora,
Sephora, whatever.
Sephora's the makeup place, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it?
It's makeup
Sephora,
or jewellery
yeah.
or something.
Sephora,
Sephora's
I
a
might be
makeup
jewellery.
place,
Is it?
isn't it?
Right, okay, well,
Sephora.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm looking to
The Sephora stuff's phenomenal. I mean, that could revolutionise the ice cream shop.
Oh, definitely, because
I
the
think
ice cream, that's exactly what the ice cream shop needs. It's been to be revolutionised.
It does need that.
No.
It just needs. I mean,
the stuff's
the
really
stuff-
good. It just that could really lift it, and it could be
Take it
phenomenal.
to a new level.
take it to a new. That's
Take it to the
exactly
next
what it's
level.
needed.
Revolutionary.
A wee bit of revitalisation.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
And,
it's a good word. That.
I think like even like see
Yeah.
that it's what like the staff in ice cream shop are all young. You know, they're all current. They know what's going on. They get what's trending, so
Yeah.
they'll understand that that stuff that they'll go with like donuts. What do you call it, pancakes. These are things that people want.
Yeah, 'cause
These are
the-
current.
These are the sort of people that they'll go and try stuff at different places
Yeah.
when they see it on TikTok and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And that's the people you want to be getting in as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I'm looking forward to it. And their social media is brilliant. That Sephora's I've been looking at. It's excellent.
they
You know,
always
you
make
get,
their
like-
stuff look really good.
I've seen it before, like obviously before we spoke,
Yeah.
about it, and I didn't realise it was
It's
as
big,
local as it is. Not
Aye,
local
Kirkcaldy,
as
is
such, but it's. I didn't
It's
realise
like
it
a
was from
Scottish
here. I thought it was like
company.
down south of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
they're
realise.
doing really well. Like the stuff that is good. See, when you
Yeah.
get good social media, you're totally attracted to it. But I was watching like a proper video last night, obviously, of that bit about Jamie. Like when we were in the car, and I'm like, you look like Ron for Ron's quality snacks. I maintain he did. It was
He
with the
did,
hat
aye,
on.
he did.
Nothing against him. Nothing against Ron for Ron's
no.
quality snacks. He just did look like him. It was the way he was sitting there with the hat, totally like as if he'd just done a shift. He's just doing a Boston belly buster, giving it.
Yep.
Go.
He is. Yeah, go. He did actually. The more you look at it as well, you're like, yeah, he does look like Ron Frost quality snacks.
It was
I
your
thought you were
face
going to
as
say
a-
Ron Weasley from Harry Potter because obviously he's ginger, but he
Nice.
claims he's not ginger. But
No,
yeah,
he said he told me he was like
strawberry blonde, is it?
No, it wasn't strawberry blonde. I think it was like
Dirty blonde.
no,
blonde or
it was
something.
Dutch Auburn. I'm sure he said to me.
Oh, away you go.
I was like, what is Dutch Auburn?
I don't know if you've made
we-
that up
I
or
think I
not,
might have made it
but-
up, but it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's funny, yeah.
Yeah,
Why'd
but
you do that? It's funny.
Funny. No, he did say it wasn't Dutch Auburn. I think it was maybe Danish
You've made
Auburn or
this
something.
up.
No,
You've
but
just
he
made this
definitely
up.
said it. 100% said it.
You've
Why-
been in the supermarket and saw the bottles of hair dye, and you've saw that and thought,
and thought Dutch Auburn, but I wouldn't have said Italian Auburn like my sister. No.
I've never heard of it. I don't know.
Richard
Italian
always
Auburn
says it.
doesn't sound like
Richard Brandon always says it. He always goes, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm Italian Auburn."
it's the first time from Italian as well.
he's second generation.
He is second generation to be fair, but with the name Richard Brandon, and then he rocks up with the most Glaswegian accent.
I know,
Nothing
I know.
Italian about
And the
you.
ginger hair.
Yeah, and the
He's one of-
ginger hair.
He's one of the original social media trenders though, because remember he done the
Is it Colin the Caterpillar thing?
during lockdown.
That's right.
That's right.
He
Yeah,
deep fried it all.
That's
that
right,
was
aye.
that was class.
Yeah.
That was
Aye.
excellent. You know, it was
That
like,
was
that's really
good.
clever. It's
That was when all the stuff with
Kicking
Lidl
off
and
with
Marks and
Lidl,
Spencer
Aldi.
was kicking off,
Funny.
wasn't it?
That was
Aldi coffee in it,
Aye.
wasn't it?
so funny. That like that and Paddy Power. They're the ones that you can always watch.
Paddy
with.
Power were
That's
good in
hilarious. Do you remember that Hamptons we went to Vegas? And was it Vegas we had to go through? No, was it Chicago?
Chicago was when
Chicago we went through
flights
London,
to
but-
Reykjavik got cancelled.
But we stayed the night in London.
We stayed the
Aye,
night.
but
wasn't too
remember
bad.
in the way was it in the way back?
Vegas,
it
we
must have
went
been
through
Vegas.
Gatwick.
Yeah, it must have been that one. It was a nightmare. We're getting through the security. It was brutal on the way
I don't
back.
even remember that.
I can't remember.
That was a
Honestly,
hellish flight. That was what a flight that was.
Oh, that was that Coco guy, wasn't it?
Oh,
That
I
was the
remember
way out. That was the way out.
the guy that was complaining about getting hit by
Yeah.
the steward.
He was looking for a
stewardess.
claim.
He
Yeah.
came off the he
get
came
hit.
off the flight with his with the wheelchair.
Yeah,
with
he
the
got
assistance.
He got
He got hit in the knee and came off with a neck brace on in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair.
neck brace. And a whiplash.
He was trying to threaten you. Like, you got a problem.
Yeah.
You get evil at the bit.
I was like
from,
Jay in between us.
He's like,
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I bet
Shit,
this
like-
one, he bounced up in about 2 seconds flat
I
and
know,
ran over the
but
plane.
then you three were also like the other guys in that in there between us, because as soon as he stood up, you all went like this.
Don't talk shit.
Nonsense.
I
did.
actually was
And
like,
I
"Hey,
stood-
you go
I
sit
was
down."
sat
stood
next
up.
to him,
I
Rico
stood
in
my
front of you,
I
and
stood
think
up.
he
I
was
stood
giving
my
them
ground,
bells.
and you all shot yourself and
Nonsense.
sank into
I
the
was the
seat.
only one that
That's
gave
what
him
happened.
bells back. I
And then
said,
as
"Sit
soon
yourself down."
as soon as he disappeared, you stood up and went, "Fucking dick, he's for it."
Fuck off. He's lucky.
That's what
He's lucky.
happened. Aye, that's
He's
what
lucky he's not
happened.
here now.
Yeah,
I'd show you right now.
Disappeared to the toilet
Ah,
and then
don't
come
talk
back
pish.
with it after it all
Remember,
settled
his
down.
wife was mortified as well.
Aye,
She
she
was actually
moved.
laughing at him.
Aye, she
Yeah,
moved
she
away
was
from him.
laughing
They
And then
got
she had to
offered
put-
seats.
then
No, they
she's
got
fucking
offered to
dealing
move
about-
seats, and she said, "No, I'll just stay here. You
Yeah.
can move."
She
Yeah.
had to wheel him down. But I was actually thinking
Fucking-
about things
she
you
must
talk
have
about
been-
on podcasts, right? Like, obviously you go away and you have a wee bit of chat, but this is one thing I do want to bring up. Talking about delivery drivers, right? Just totally off the point of Vegas, right? But remember we had the delivery driver who went out and fell asleep on the when she was out
she
doing
was
her run of
tired, so she
deliveries.
pulled over at the
because she
side
was
of the road.
tired. She went
She was
in, pulled
tired.
over, and went for a sleep.
Yep,
Like, I was like,
yep.
That actually rivals. Remember, on the first episode, you spoke about Carlos Santos Chippy and the guy gone past in the bus.
yeah,
I would say that possibly tops it.
it tops it because she's
Pulled
pulled
into
over,
a lay-by
went for a sleep
Yeah.
for an
Went for a
hour and a
sleep.
half, and then came back in as if it was normal.
as if nothing had happened.
Yeah.
I know. But did you get fucking lost?
And I just went for a sleep.
I went for a sleep.
Yeah, I was like,
Not even finishing the run of deliveries and then doing
No.
it. But, I mean, either way is not acceptable. But not even doing all the deliveries and say, right, okay, before I go back
She's
to the shop,
obviously
I'm going to go for a wee shut eye.
She's obviously seen that sign on the motorway that says tiredness kills
Gosh,
and absolutely shot herself.
Yeah.
And thought, I better go for a nap.
can you imagine though, right? Like, I mean, remember I can't remember what address it was. They phoned back and they're like, "Oh, we can't find them." This is why we brought in driver tracking because of things like this. But I'm like, what? Where? And then she came back in with a straight face. I was sleeping. I went for a nap.
Oh,
Put her phone in bloody well do not disturb.
that
Remember
was,
Mark? Mark was pissing himself.
Oh,
He could do that. I fucking
priceless.
sleep. I fucking nap. I mean, honestly, but I was laughing about that the other day. I was going, there's things you want to talk about. That's one of the ones that, because it was Kirk. I met Kirk, right?
Aye, you were saying that, aye.
That Mila's football training, and he's obviously janitor. And I saw him, and I thought he'd actually moved from there to Kirky.
No, he still works in his right,
so
yeah,
he was
still
talking
works there.
away, and it was that. And he said, you know, he was talking about some funny stories, and he was like, "What's the funniest one?" I was like, "Actually, has to be that's up there with the best. The delivery driver going for a sleep."
Oh,
It's just-
absolutely priceless. It's one of those ones that you kind of forget about, and then somebody mentions it again, and you're like, I cannot
You just
believe
erase
that
it from
happened.
your mind because there's no
You-
way
you
that could
tried
have
to.
possibly happened.
Yeah.
Like,
At a time when it was so chaotic in the
Yeah.
shop, we're locked in.
Aye, that
You
was
know,
during COVID. It was the
doors were shut and
busiest
everything,
spell.
aye.
We're delivering from a 20-mile radius, like fucking 300 deliveries a night, and one of your drivers fucks off for an hour and a half for a nap. Like, what
And that-
chance have you got?
I know.
This is where it's frustrating because I get people hate waiting, right? I'm the same if I'm waiting on a delivery, right? I get frustrated, right? Especially if you're hungry. But see, once that driver leaves that shop, you've got no control over what they
No.
do. You can berate them when they come back. You can tell them get your fucking foot down, right?
But they're also
But once-
self-employed as well, so like, it's up to them to be
once
quick.
once
Yeah.
they're out. Like, you can't do anything about that, and you can apologise to your boy in the face, like, sorry, I do not know what's happened to you. This driver left, I don't know how long ago. But once they're out, it's completely out with your control.
It's like when they get like they've got a flat tire, you can't control that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah,
and these things happen,
happen.
and they're out and about. And remember when was driving up the cut
Oh,
and
fuck.
nearly end up he hit the wrong pedal and nearly went off the cliff, like off the side.
Shouldn't have been
people
going any
from-
more than
people
20
from-
miles an hour.
People from fucking, what, 200, 300 yards up the street actually came out the house because they heard the bang through the
Yeah.
trees.
I remember it was.
And he fucking up the tree and then came back. And then the first thing you asked was if he spilt the milkshakes.
I was in shock.
Sympathy.
I was in
Are
shock.
the milkshakes all right?
I was in shock. I was in shock. I
It was
like,
that picture
It was
of
like
him as
4
well.
milkshakes, to be fair.
That was when you realised how serious it was because he's sitting in the. I shouldn't laugh, but he's sitting in the hospital with that fucking because
The visor, I remember, he thought he
It's
was
just so
thinking-
funny that we wore them. Like, it's just such a weird time.
Ridiculous.
So he's got the visor on, right? Down his face, and then he's got blood all down his face.
and he had
I'm like,
milkshakes all over him as well. The milkshake
like,
was all over him.
I wasn't working that night. I was off that night, and I was like, I didn't realise the severity of it until
Yeah,
he
'cause
said
there
that
was a-
picture.
No,
and I was like,
because in all honesty, there was times he went out and he would crash his
aye,
car. Or
aye.
he would remember he would get stuck in the mud and stuff like that, and you'd have to go and lift him out and things like that. I remember he done it up at.
But he was lucky that time because there was a.
I know.
Was it from the fence?
It was with
a
the fence,
post
but then there
from
was a
the
tree
fence.
right behind it.
But I think it was a post from the fence. It came up through the
Yeah, I
floor.
know,
like,
thankfully.
just missed him.
Oh,
Like,
it was dangerous, but at the time when you're hearing it, it's typical. That's just him.
I know.
And then you seen it. Oh my god! I mean,
Yeah,
it
you
was.
start to take it a bit more seriously.
Aye.
But as you say, listen, when these guys leave the shop, there's not much you can do about it. And another thing that annoys me with drivers when it comes to the driver situation is when people say you should have more drivers
just
on
get
there.
more drivers on.
And it's like, it's not that simple.
No, it's
And
it's
I'd
tough
love
going.
them to come into the shop for a week and see how many times a week we get let down by a driver.
That's frustrating. I know it's
Like, you can't control if somebody phones you at 3:30 on a Saturday and says, by the way, I'm not going to make it in.
or doesn't even bother phoning you.
Exactly.
That's
It
another
just
one that
doesn't
usually
turn up.
happens.
And then you've nothing, you can't do anything. Like, who realistically doesn't have plans if they're off on a Saturday at 3:30 on a Saturday
know.
afternoon?
Yeah.
If I was off on a Saturday, I'd definitely have plans.
I know.
So the way you've
It's
got
not
it,
even-
like,
it's
how
not
many
even-
people are sitting in the house waiting on you phoning and say,
Aye.
can you come in and do a
The
shift?
thing with that as well is like the whole just get more drivers in sort of thing. It's not as if you've got endless capacity to make the food.
Yeah.
So you could have 1,000 drivers in. It doesn't make a difference if if there's only so quick you can
I
get the
think
food and
it's
stuff
all-
out.
Also with that as well, like you also have to be mindful of the other drivers that are there, because
Yeah, yeah.
if you've got 10 drivers there, they're not making any money.
Aye, every
so
driver's
they're
walking out with 30
self-employed
quid a night.
and they're like
It's-
that. I'm not going to do this.
If
You
they're
know,
not
whereas-
making any money, they'll not stick to it.
and-
Then there's
and
no
then-
drivers,
and
and then
then
notice
you're
you can't get your
snookered.
deliveries out at all. It's a balancing act.
And the thing is it's one of
it's
those
tough.
ones. It's tough. I mean, there is times when you need to kind of up it, and you go, right, you need to be on top of it. But my big pet hate is when they go out and they don't check their slips and they forget something, and then it causes a riot from the
Chaos.
start to the end of the night for the same thing that you tell them every time. But then again, that's on us because we should be checking that.
You get those nights, don't you? You realise pretty quickly. Sometimes, like,
Yeah.
4:45, one driver will forget a milkshake, and then it's a domino effect after
all
that.
night, and then
And
it
then it
happens.
just happens, and you get those nights, and it's so frustrating because then you're sending another driver
Yeah.
a distance, especially if it's a distance, because it never seems to be a house round the corner that somebody
No,
forgets
And the
something.
problem is, as
Never.
well, is those people are annoyed, and rightly so. They are
Oh,
annoyed.
aye,
They should be,
100%.
because that should be getting checked. Because there's nothing worse if you get a Just Eat,
And
and
they've not got
McDonald's are
something.
terrible for it, and you get something and they don't have it.
I will say though, like, when it comes to these bigger places, they do get away with it more. Like, I think with the smaller businesses in general, they get berated a bit more than these bigger places.
Yeah,
If you
I've
forget.
also, but
But how many times do you get? I don't tend to order like McDonald's. I think I ordered it once after a night out, and it was terrible, freezing cold. Half the stuff was missing, so I don't really order it. But the amount of people that's as surprising as it is,
No,
right?
no, I'm
but
laughing about a story I've got for
but
you about that.
the amount of people that say to us that every time they order a McDonald's, there's always something missing. But
Well-
they're such a big company that they get away with it, because people will go back regardless.
Well,
Because they just put the thing with McDonald's with the deliveries and stuff like that, they just put the blame on the Just Eat
Yeah,
yeah,
as well. Because see what a lot of the time they do is the McDonald's in East Kilbride, they never have the dips. You get a delivery,
yeah.
never get the dips. But they leave all the dips out for the Just Eat drivers to put
the
in
drivers
the bag.
to put in the bag. Yeah,
So even after they put all the food in that in, it's like, and then they just say, well, the Just Eat drivers were meant to do it.
I've got
And sorry, just done. You can't phone them.
yeah, that's
There's
true.
not a phone
No, I
number
know,
to
that's
contact
obviously-
them.
I
So
don't-
all you
yeah.
can do is claim your money back. You can't actually get what you want
Yeah.
redelivered.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've got a couple of things on the old Just Eat thing. So Sunday night, after being in the pub watching Newcastle and Liverpool, is I a bit drunker than I expected, right?
Because you're celebrating Newcastle winning the
Oh,
cup.
it was
Aye.
amazing.
So
What,
Newcastle
man,
does that
right?
to you.
So got up the road and waited for a taxi from about 11:10. Village, a nightmare. Get up the road from. Got up the road, but in. Forgot that in the car I'd ordered a Just Eat up the road. from
This is a
McDonald's.
recurring theme with you,
Right,
by the
okay.
way.
Yeah.
So get in the house, the door's getting battered, and I'm obviously falling asleep on the couch as I do. I'm like, what the hell? So open the door, what are you doing? He went, you're Just Eating. I was like, what? What are you on about? Do you know what time it is? Looking at the guy, poor guy. He's like, couldn't find my phone, right? He's like, what's the code? You know, you've got to give your
Yeah,
code
that's
now.
right.
I'm like,
Aye.
no idea, mate. What's your mobile number? Give them the number. Christine then going Tonto. She's like, what's wrong with you? Right? Me like it's woken up. I'm like, sorry. Then
Sorry.
5:10, I wake up on the couch again, and I'm like that. Don't know where I am. I'm like, where the hell? Where's my phone? 2 minutes later, the alarm going off. So I've obviously rather put it on 6:10, but on 5:10, it's in the toilet on the shelf, right, the window ledge. Wakes up Christine, she comes down like a fiend. I'm like, oh my god,
Twice.
she's all sheepish. Yeah, it was raging all day, right? So that was poor Just Eat driver. Didn't eat any of it. Like, see, the best bit was I ordered McDonald's. Hadn't eaten it. I'm not doing like that for I don't know how long. And I was like, it's next morning, still sitting there, hadn't even been opened. Like, see how they got this steel
Yeah,
bag
the
on it?
seal
seal on it.
yeah.
So yeah, I was like, oh, for God's sake. But the other one was obviously Just Eat. We had all the drivers as well who give you you'll get that in Just Eat, you'll make this in Just Eat, you'll make that. And I decided to become the Just Eat driver, remember, to
you've
go
done
and
that's
see
right,
how
yeah,
it
I
was.
did.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. So obviously, if you work self-employed for a business doing deliveries, you can make decent money,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you got your own car. and you're in a busy place. So I went to Just Eat in East Kilbride, and I was out for a few hours at a time. You get lucky if you get two deliveries, especially McDonald's, because they're that long to make it up. It sits there. The guy goes, "That's your juice. That's your juice. That's your food." You walk away, and then you get up, and they've complained because there's stuff not in it, or it's taking the stuff not in it. Then as you get, the quicker it gets to the place, the more you get.
Oh, really?
But from East Kilbride's, is it Queensway? Is that the one, the Queensway?
Queensway up at like B&M and that.
And then it takes you all the way to the back of Lindsayfield. Now, they obviously didn't have that new road,
new road at that point.
So you had to go all the way back up to Lindsayfield, to the back of it, to come back down, to then get sent back up there, with 2 deliveries in an hour. So I think it made something like £6 from one and £5.50 from the other.
You don't even get
no dinner, no
do
petrol money, nothing. No dinner,
no
petrol money, nothing. You have to take their insurance. I think it was Supplier or Zoppler or something like that. It was a fortune.
You have to pay to become a
Zigo or something. It was a fortune, £150 a month or something. One of the insurance policies there. It was mental, or maybe £110. And I was like, there's no way you can make money doing that unless you're in a really good place. Like
if you're a really busy place, but I also think you'd have to be on from 10 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night.
And then it was a joke, and I was like, there's no way. So I think if you, and Just Eat are a nightmare for customers complaining. They've got a wee bit tighter with it, but complaining, and then they just give you the money back. So that comes back off drivers.
Yep.
So for our drivers,
did the drivers lose that?
They lose it if it's their fault, but they prove it. It's the same as they put in the restaurant, but the restaurants get blamed for everything. There's nothing.
I think I did complain about my stuff, because I half of it turned up and it was stone cold, and then I didn't even get. I got a third of the money back.
If you get the food
half the money, you don't get the full.
But see, would you know what is frustrating with that though? Because I get that there probably has been people that just take full advantage of it, right?
100%.
But when somebody like yourself has a genuine issue, and you're only getting a third back, then I
had one from McDonald's once. It was when I was still staying in Calderwood, and I ordered it, and watching the driver tracking on his way into the street, and then nothing, no food came, nothing. So I don't know whether he delivered it to the wrong address, or he just went into the street and thought, that's for my dinner now. Now it looks like I've drove there. And then, but you go to phone them and stuff, you can't phone them or anything. You can't, if you're claiming your money back, you need to wait for it. So then you have to order another order.
I know.
Which they don't see any difference with that. So it's just a fresh order, so it's another wait.
It's the same, Just Eat's the same for our side of things, as a business, using them. They're a nightmare to get a hold of. You get this number, you phone it, you've got to wait in a queue, you've got to put these options, and then trying to actually speak to somebody's an absolute nightmare.
Do you know the other thing with Just Eat that really frustrates me is that, when you say about genuine orders, so a few weeks ago, we were waiting for somebody coming out to do work in the house, they called the snagging. So you couldn't leave. So I'd ordered a beaker, the one in
the village.
Yep. So that said on there's 15 to 20 minutes or 15 to 30 minutes, which is a decent amount of time. An hour and 40 minutes still wasn't there, still hadn't left, so I cancelled it, and then they took all my money off me. Right? Now, my issue with that is it's not Beaker, because
that's a Just Eat thing.
That's a Just Eat thing, but also the Beaker shouldn't be advertising 15 to 30 minutes. I would much rather know it's going to be longer, and then if it's quicker, right? Because people get put off with the time,
100%.
But that's up to them at the beginning.
And people order based on the time and they think, because like you say, someone could be going to their work in an hour and a half's time, so they need something that's going to be there within 45 minutes.
And it's really good. It is very good.
Phenomenal.
The stuff.
The stuff's really nice.
So it's annoying because that's me now got a bad taste in my mouth about. Pardon the pun. About that, ironically, I didn't have anything in my mouth because it didn't frigging turn up. And I lost £22 or something like that. And I was like, it was like $5.50 for charges. Have you seen the charges?
It's crazy.
£3.99 for deliveries and $3.99 for charges.
See, somewhere in Scotland as well. When you look at us, we obviously some of our delivery charges are a good bit more, but we travel a good distance. But for East Kilbride, some of the places the delivery charges are bonkers for where they're going.
And it's because of Just Eat.
But you're talking less than a 5-minute drive, and it's like £4.50, £5.50 delivery charge and stuff like that.
What they've actually done now is they've now started changing. See, if the busier you are, the higher they'll charge a service charge, so that your customers are getting hit for more. So as in, if we're a busy shop,
actually, because there was a place in. Do you know what it was? Actually, it's one of my favourites to go to. But I'm not a big delivery guy. I always want to pick it up. But Peaky Grinders in Hamilton.
That was it. I think they put a post up about it, did they not?
But yeah, they put a post up about saying how it was ridiculous because they've moved on to a new one called Strathclyde Eats.
Yeah,
so it's basically
Eats Eats have they've got that.
I think it's like for Hamilton, the surrounding areas, but it's cheaper than Just Eat. Because they were saying about how the percentage charges that Just Eat were
scandalous.
charge it, but not only the business but also the customer
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah,
they're taking more from both.
Yeah.
And then no, but that's not even including the percentage they take off the total at
I know.
the top,
And
which
that's
is ridiculous.
The thing is what for? Like, I get there's a big company, but like people going out Uber Eats, I wouldn't touch them. I think Just Eat's a necessary evil.
Yeah,
because
And
so many
that's-
people use it,
Yeah, like,
unfortunately.
and it's
And
and-
we do it, like we say, it's you need to have it because so many people use it, but we don't like it, but we all use it as well.
yeah.
You know,
Oh, definitely. It's easy.
'cause
Like,
it's so convenient.
Do you know what as well though? Especially for where I am in Hamilton, none of the Chinese have a website or that,
anything,
and they only take cash if you phone for a delivery. So it's good in the sense of if you don't have money in the house,
Yeah.
you go on and order it. But I've found when I order the Chinese, if you order it on Just Eat, it's like £6-7 of a difference by the time
Yeah.
you pay all
Yeah.
your fees than it is if you just go and like pick it up, phone and go down and
and not,
collect
but
it.
not even that, or even the charge, or even like some of the prices. Like every business would be nuts not to charge extra on it because it kills you.
Oh, aye.
Because the thing is,
100%,
it's
yeah.
you cannot put into like you're losing money on Just Eat. So you either come off it or you're going to give the customers
Yeah.
who will not move over. How many times do we give customers
Discount
option
codes
go
and stuff.
20% off,
20%
take
off.
What you will
Yeah.
find with Just Eat is that people will go on because they don't actually know what they fancy.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
go on to Just Eat, they'll scroll through and they'll go, oh, do you know what, actually, that'll do.
Yeah, that's
So once
it,
you're on it, it's good in that sense. But once they're on it, you're never going to get them
What
off of it.
surprises me is the ones that used to order from us that have went on to order on Just Eat,
I know.
and they'll get
But then
some
Just
that's-
Eat will chuck codes at
yeah.
you as well. Like
but
the
they're
amount of times
expensive.
I get notifications on my phone and say, here, have this £5 code on us and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like,
Yeah.
Like, there's a
so
lot
Just
of
Eat
them
will
that
chuck money at you to
notice
do it.
like 40% off over £25
I know,
yeah.
stuff, which is
just mental.
bonkers.
That
But
is
how-
crazy.
At the same time, 40% off over £25, but all the prices are increased on Just Eat,
Yeah.
so you're not getting as much. That 40% off.
Plus, you're
bringing
finding
it-
yourself make sure you spend more to get that
Well, that's
40%
it,
off.
and then you
And
see
stuff
So
it,
you're
like,
ordering stuff you don't even need.
you go into some of them, and then they're like all their kind of their top section, like special offers or whatever it is. They're all like £24.99, £24.50, all this sort of
Aye, so
stuff.
you have
Like,
to-
so you
aye,
have to,
that's
you have to get something else.
We're
over
all
and
guilty
above
of it
that.
though. Like how many times you go to buy clothes as well, and if you go, oh, if you spend £50, you get free delivery, and your jumper or whatever's only 35
I
quid.
know,
You
you end
may
up
as well spend another
Yeah.
20
I know.
quid to get
There's
free
not-
delivery.
there's not two pair of trainers.
Rather than just spending the £3.99 on delivery.
Or you could go to Primark and get a £6 pair of trainers.
Aye,
That'd be
yeah,
Yeah.
when you have to buy them 6 times. So
At least you get them. A different one every couple
aye,
of
that's true. I
months.
keep them
Aye.
fresh.
The but it's a minefield though. Like even for customers, like even when they come in the shop, you notice a difference in the way they work because before COVID, everyone it was like a mix. We've always been a lot of card payments because we've always taken card.
Yeah,
But even older people, my mum doesn't have cash anymore. It's always card. She'll like pay her card or she'll and you're like that. You beforehand,
Should never
when
let
you
Never,
never
aye.
used it.
No.
It's
I'm the exact same. I used to always like to have, say, 40 quid cash in the wallet, and that would be like that's for the week. So you know where
Lucky
you're at.
you.
I know, but
For a
that's
month.
that's the budget, right? And you knew, and if you've got cash, you're like, right, I'll try and save that 20 because if I've got that at the end of the week, then I've got it for next week, kind of thing. But now when you just pay with card, you just tap your card
Aye,
left,
it's
right,
too
centre, and
It's
you're
far
just
too
like,
easy.
and then at the end of the week, you go, oh, for
oh,
fuck's
man,
sake.
I've got nothing left. It's,
Yeah,
Or you're too scared to look.
aye,
know,
yeah,
it's-
exactly. I
it's
know.
the thing
That's
is,
the
though, is
problem.
like, even without, like, even myself, I never carry a wallet. I've never really done it, right?
No.
But like today, I brought my wallet because Christine's car is get in the garage. I need to take my driving license. And I was like, there's the amount of times I don't even have my driving license on me anymore. Like,
No,
there's
I'm
like
the
because you don't have
same.
it in,
Same.
and it's people go put it in the back of your phone. I'm like, but if you lose your phone,
Aye,
you lose your bank
drive
card,
license.
you lose your driving
Aye.
license. That's a
I
nightmare.
always, I used to always have my wallet in my pocket, but now I never carry it.
Like-
you used to have a limit on your like Apple spending that, Apple paying that. Now you can spend what you want on it.
Aye, that's right.
So it started off as not very much. Then it went up to about £100,
I think it's
and
£100.
now it's as much.
Is that not like if you contactless is now £100? Is it? That's what it's.
Well, I don't know because when we came back from Newcastle, my car was in for its MOT, and I think it was about 250 quid, and I actually panicked because I was like, I don't have my wallet, but I contactless paid it.
Aye, but Apple
contactless,
Pay.
By Apple Pay.
Aye,
aye.
that's fine, but I'm talking about actual with the card. If you tap it,
Or tap the card. Maybe that is
Think- I
different
think
in
that's
case somebody
£100,
steals
is
it.
it? I thought it was-
£7,500.
is it?
I think it's you can spend it because I've got the kids like Monzo
Yeah,
like
yeah.
accounts and you can watch what they can do. You can put limits on them.
Yeah, you can.
So it's
well, sometimes I think when you go to use your contactless, it does stop working.
yeah because
So I
you
think
use
you
too
have
much
to
for the
use
day.
it,
Yeah,
for the day.
Your limits
You
up.
have to put your pin in.
The but aye, like it's mind. If we talk about older people, like obviously tomorrow is Tam's funeral. So my uncle passed away as we know,
Yeah.
and he was proper old school. Like with him, my dad, all that lot. You would never have imagined them actually using
Cash.
a
Card.
card. I
Aye.
couldn't. Again, my dad couldn't even get the controller to change the channel at times. It was like Here you go, get down here, put it on. You're like, for fuck's sake. 4-0-1 Sky Sports or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then, fucking hell, man, what is it? 1-0-4? Oh my god! So my mum's now the same, like, so she can't use her controller.
Yeah.
And it's she uses that. What's the one you have to talk to Sky? The one that's Sky Q.
Oh,
Right,
you
okay.
push the thing,
TV,
mate, yeah.
No, you actually talk to TV. It's like,
Oh, okay.
she's like, hello,
Aye,
Sky, put on. And you're like, they must be demented with you.
Do you never? I don't know if you two have watched it, but you know, Two Doors Down with Elaine C.
Yeah,
Smith.
I watched it once, I couldn't
No.
handle it. It was the
It's
acting
funny.
was
It
shocking.
was
No.
poor, right? It's a typical Scottish sitcom thing, right?
I don't
But
mind a Scottish sitcom, but I've never
it
really
is-
been able to get into
I
that.
quite like it. It's quite funny. But there's an episode of that when so it's Grado that plays the guy Alan, right? And he's got a new big TV, and he's like that to Elaine C. Smith. He's like, you can talk to the telly, and it'll put what you on. And she just turns around and she goes, bargain hunt, and she's just like staring at the telly shouting bargain hunt, and nothing's happening. I can just imagine that's what your mum's like,
That-
standing in the living room.
When we stayed with my mum before we moved house, like when we were in that period before moving house, she would be like that. You would say something, she'd go, Alexa, ask, and then she would ask a question. You're like, oh my god, there's a video, I can't remember what it was. We came back from a show she got for Christmas, and Elisa, her and I went, and it was some random fact, and she was like that, Alexa, it was like 4 a.m. I'm like, what the hell? I need to find the video. I'm like, it was something so like, how many bones does a dinosaur have? Something like ridiculous. I'm like, that
You just
Alexa.
never know when you need to know that.
Yeah.
though,
you
you know?
but I would never think of it. Like, I think I missed that kind of generation of using it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
ask Alexa, all that stuff. But
It's like all the
Christine's
voice
car,
activation thing and like in your car and all that sort of stuff.
Christine's
Don't
got
touch it.
Hello Mercedes.
Aye, that
right?
mine does that, and it's
it's
quite
like-
terrifying sometimes because sometimes she'll pick up on like doesn't even sound like. So if you say "Hey Mercedes," she'll go, "How can I help?" Right? And sometimes you can say something that isn't even "Hey Mercedes," and it just blasts out at you. You're like, what the fuck was
I
that?
shit myself. I was
Yeah.
like that. But it was you've got to say, like, if you're phoning my mum, like I was phoning on the way down, like, phone Natalie Franceschi. Right? And she's like,
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're saying. I'm like, you're the one that fucking gets the name wrong.
Aye,
She's like,
aye,
phone
aye.
Natalie Franceschi. She's like, and it's just like, can't do that right now. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
It's frustrating.
Brutal. It's brutal.
It's frustrating. I remember my mum got, it must have been a new thing, and they gave her a Google, you know those Google Homes,
Aye,
right? So I've
aye.
got one in the house, but you have to say "Hey Google" for it to thing with. And she was like, "It's amazing this thing, Callum." And I was like, "All right." And she was like, sitting on the couch, she's going, "Hey Google." And she must have shouted it about 8 times, and the thing completely ignored her. I was like, "You're right, Mum. That is absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant, by the way.
life-changing.
Excellent, yeah."
have to turn off aeroplane mode.
Who's that? Is that yours?
That'll be mine, aye. Yeah.
I was like that. Is that a wind up?
What the hell was
Well,
that?
there you go.
There you go. It does
It
work.
does work.
It does
yeah.
work,
Also done some
aye.
Aye.
improvements.
It took you about 8 times to get it through.
Yeah,
Mind you,
that's
but
true, aye.
that was that was brilliant.
Gonna write that.
Brilliant. Oh,
There you go. So we're proving it does work.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Do you know what? I've got it in the house, and see when you put the music to like volume 8, she can't fucking hear you when you go to turn
I
it
know.
off.
I know
And
you're
I'm
like
standing
that.
in the kitchen. Hey Google! Oh, it's gonna go again. And honestly, you need to shout on it about 3 times before it hears you, or you wait till it gets to a quiet bit in the song so she can
Yeah.
hear you. Fucking nightmare.
Like, the thing is with like I'm terrible for putting the music up full blast, right? Like, there's a song you
Aye.
like, and Christine starts going mental, but the kids love it. But the kids are into Children of the Night now. The two of them love it.
Oh,
Emilio
really?
and Mila love Children of the
it.
Night. And in the morning, they wait to school, like, Dad, you're going to put on it Children of the Night? I'm like, where have you got this?
You've clearly had a bit of GBX on
Aye.
before a
I
night
have
out
to,
or something.
Excellent. And she's
Once in
like-
a couple of
and
pine
Christine's
neds, I
like,
love it.
Yeah, she's like that. Where have they where have they came from? Children of the Night. I'm like, I don't know, but they love it. So it's some of the Emilio's very similar to me in that front. Like, he likes a lot of the music I like. He likes a lot of things that I'm into. Like, even watching what he plays with, and he was like, obviously the toys.
Yeah.
Like, he was into Turtles. I loved the Turtles. That was my thing. Wrestling figures. It's crazy.
It's quite cool watching your kids kind of. You start to live through them a wee bit, like kind of nostalgic. You're like,
Oh.
I remember doing that when I was younger, kind of thing. Like, and like, so my youngest, like, my oldest, sorry, is like right into football, and he like constantly, as soon as he comes in, wants to watch match of the day or sports scene highlights for the weekend, and it's just like, it reminds me of when I was a kid. Like,
Yeah.
I used to live for a Saturday night. Like, my mum would usually work night shift, and me and my dad would sit on the couch and we'd watch match of the day at night on a Saturday when it came on. But back when you couldn't really watch it like as flexible as you can now. Like you can put it on
Aye,
anytime.
I
Johnny
know,
Arrow
at
player.
that time,
So
aye.
we'll come in on a Monday after school and we'll stick match of the day on before he goes to football training. So and it's quite cool, like kind of passing that down through. It's quite a cool feeling when you're walking, when you've been in a long day and then it's so hard to switch off, especially
Aye,
if
when
you've
you
had
have
a
the
busy
roads, you
night
need
and you're
to-
like buzzing about all night. It is hard to kind of wind down a wee bit.
Yeah.
But then obviously for us, when we go home, that's when we start to have the review of the night.
Yeah.
So then it keeps going.
Yeah.
And like, or you'll have somebody that'll message or somebody that'll leave a review or a complaint or whatever, and then you need to deal with that. So it's hard to switch off. It does take a while.
Well, Melody, I met her in Starbucks the other day, and she was like, her and her pal were talking, and they said, you know, she said something like, oh, she about with Catherine. She said to Catherine, does Callum stay up till like 3 a.m, just like kind of camp, like kind of getting like over like at the night, and then do they just talk about the night they've just left each other? And
Yeah.
like, the amount of times you've had voice clips, you know, like in the foot driving down, like, what about this and what about this?
She's said
me,
that to me multiple times, like, because I'll come in the house and I'll still be on the phone to Nicola, or we'll be on a group call, and she'll be like, you've just spent
Yeah, 'cause
8 hours with each other. Like, what
Yeah.
do you need to talk
To
about?
be fair, the other night was just to try and distract you so that you could get a fright. But
yeah,
I know.
It's
It
so
didn't
funny.
work, did it?
so
No.
funny. I mean, you don't really give them a fright.
Honestly.
So basically, the story is we've been trying to give people a fright. Okay, so like there's a TikTok trend, and we're trying to give everyone a fright. So Fraser got Callum got one of the drivers. We got a couple of the staff from next door, the girls, and then a couple of boys in the shop. We've been trying to get each other, but no one's got us. So Callum texts Christine,
Why? I don't know why you're saying it was me.
because it was you, because I read the message.
'Cause it
Right,
wasn't
okay,
me.
so I read the
Well,
message from
Christine's fault then, because
Yeah,
that's
so-
the trust well and truly
you.
broke.
I didn't read
So
the
now
message,
you-
but you've just gave it away. Aye, there you go.
That's
I'm not
that's
that.
manipulation
I was
at
born
its
at night, not
finest.
last night. So anyway, I knew it was Callum because in the morning he was up straight away. I knew it. I was like, it was definitely him. So anyway, Christine's
Never
hiding
is.
in the house.
Because I was up,
Aye,
you
yeah,
thought
yeah.
that was me.
Yep, hiding, and catches me, right? And I'm like that, right? But obviously it wasn't appropriate because I wasn't dressed, right, appropriately, because she's catching me as I'm going in the shower, as you do. But and that's not a sight anyone wants to see. But anyway, then I go out to take Amelia to football, and she's hiding the car. And you just see this shoulder over the window, and I'm like that.
did she have like stuff over the back of her or something?
No,
or like,
no, just her top on, which she'd been wearing. Emilio's walked through the back and walked around the back. Daddy, I can't find Mummy. I don't know where she is. And I'm like that. She's in the car. Emilio. So I then try and get my phone to film her. We're pissing ourselves laughing, saying this is all been going on. We've been trying to get Fraser. So Melody obviously side hiding in the cupboard.
Yep.
We're trying to get Callum, and he walks in the house, and he says that Catherine has put the full.
She's put all, so the kitchen lights were on right in the front hall, but the living room was in darkness. So obviously next to our door we've got like a privacy glass, but round the corner of it you can see through.
Yeah,
right. So I was already on edge because I thought something funny going on here because you two flew past me as well, right? And I thought, there's a bit something. And the way you'd stopped in front of me, right? Then I thought I'd left my phone.
That
But
was
that's
genuine-
that's
it
genuine.
genuinely
I
had
that
lot of
is
shite,
genuine. I didn't
genuinely
think
had
of
a lot
that.
of shite. Anyway,
It fell down
so
the side.
I
doesn't even make
And
sense.
that-
Why would we
Why
stop
would
to
stop
let
behind
you
you?
pass to then
Exactly.
rush past you?
And on Saturday night, so on Saturday, Catherine was making dinner for going in, right? And I said to myself on the way down, was that if she's not in the kitchen when I drive past, I think she's up to something, because if that's the case, she's usually always finishing dinner for me going in, right? So, living room in complete darkness. So I peered through the privacy glass and I'm looking and I'm going, there's something not right here. So then I opened the door, and as I opened the door, now through the whole downstairs toilet, we've got a big mirror on the wall, and I can just fucking see her peeking round the wall in the mirror.
Not the
It's
most
like,
subtle,
I can
was it?
see you in the mirror, you daft. And she just stepped out and just went, oh, right, okay.
Did she not say, I was waiting to see you? When
She
you came
thought
in?
that she was
Because
using the
thought
mirror to
that
see where I
because
was.
She didn't
Yeah.
realise that the mirror could actually see who
Oh,
in the
I-
way
I
back.
worked
She's
both
watched
ways.
it.
I don't think
Like a magic mirror.
I don't
If you
think
can
she's
see
thought
them,
that.
they
I
can
don't
see
think
you.
she's thought that through. She's obviously been relying on me not looking at that mirror. But when I looked up, it was the first thing I saw was her face in the mirror.
I used to do this
I
to
can see
Carlo,
you.
by the way. I used to go in and like give him frights, and he'd be like, no, man, no, because at that age it was too cool.
Too
It's
cool
like
for
you
it.
scratch the wall. It's like, you'd be filming him and he would just go, "Rah!" and he would go, oh! And like, but it's, I saw the TikTok thing and I thought that's dead funny.
Yeah, it's
Catching
funny.
people off guard like that. So I can-
You're
You're jumpy.
I'm quite jumpy.
Yeah.
But I'm also reactive and I will say some bad words, so it's probably not
bad words.
Bad words.
bad words. Yeah.
Yeah,
None
but-
more so than what you've said in this podcast.
I know
to be
you've
fair.
said
Yeah.
pretty much everything you said.
This
to
is
him.
true. This is
But
true. Yeah.
it's I do
I
like a
can be
good.
quite
I like it.
reactive.
I'm obviously a practical joker,
Yeah, you're a
and
bit of a
I alluded
prankster.
to my uncle Eleanor Orlando, and we went away to Italy. And it wasn't long after my dad passed away, we drove up to the village, and in the car, it's like first time I'd been in a car where you could actually put two sides to the car, you could put the heating on. So on Orlando side, God rest his soul, but I'm putting the heating up full blast, right? He's like, fucking hell, man. You fucking roasted, fucking hell. So then we turn the heating down, and then we go out and go to the butchers, and we go and get sausage, like Italian sausage to bring back. And as he's coming in, I would put it back up and he go, fucking hell, young bull. It's fucking roasting, man. And I'm like, I know it's terrible, isn't it? I'm okay over this side. Air conditioning on. Fuck, I think these machines are fucked. And then eventually he caught me and he went, another fucking Franceschi, and the fucking wind up. Because my dad used to wind up. My cousin Giovanna had mentioned me earlier on, 'cause tomorrow she's asked us to carry the coffin out, and which I was delighted with. Well, not delighted to be doing it, but honoured. And she's like, you know, he was your dad's best friend. I was like, he was, and he was like a proper. My dad passed away. He was very, very close with me, and like a dad to me. Gave me a lot of advice. We come up in the shop, and I remember being in the shop at the beginning, and the shop was really quiet, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on here. He's like, listen, you're a good fryer. Fucking relax. Your dad's a good fryer. Stop doing that. Do this. And a lot of the things we do now, we do because they, I mean, he is. His stuff is phenomenal. Some probably the best fryer. My dad used to say he was one of the best fryers in the family, if not the best. And what the methods we use, and but like we would go, he was like, I obviously love a wind up. He would get the brunt of it, and he would love it. My dad would wind up, and Giovanna said, and I was like, they'll be up there playing a game of golf. Him, Uncle Danny, Orlando, and then Armando was my dad's best pal. They used to play against each other, so it'd be
up there taking the piss of each other.
Oh, and they loved it. They used to put stuff in Orlando's car, like condoms over his wing mirrors. Right? Oh, not his wing mirrors, his window wipers. And he had cataracts, so he get pulled over by the police, get done for dangerous driving. The irony is, because obviously if you're using a condom, it's safe. Your window wipers, putting a sheep's head in his bag, and flies all flying around his golf bag, and I'm like, it's actually bullying. And it's like, he loved it, but he enjoyed it. He loved the wind up. He really did. He was always involved, and he was a good guy.
He was a great guy. We had the pleasure of playing a good few rounds of golf with him and stuff like that, and he was always a character. There's always a story, and he'll always live on, because the WhatsApp group's named after him. He's Steal You. So but I think that's quite a fitting place to end this episode. Obviously he'll always be in our thoughts, and if it wasn't for him, Pepe's might not be where it is today.
It wouldn't even be.
So I think it's a fitting place to end. And we'll pay our final respects to Orlando, and I'm sure he'll be looking down on Pepe's for the rest of its time. Yeah.
You're up there playing golf, looking down.
Looking down, Well, lucky him, you get to play golf all the time. You'll love that. You'll be enjoying that. So we'll leave it there. I think it's a fitting place. But and then we'll touch on next week, or not next week, sorry, in next episode we've got a special guest joining us, our first guest. So tune in for that. We'll be talking on a different level of industry, seeing how another takeaway operates. But we'll see how that goes. But we good with that, guys?
Yep.
Perfect.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Yeah. Sorted.
There you go.